Hello and welcome back to T's Kitchen, where I teach you how to cook for large events and gatherings. So today, the word of the day is Cornish hen. This is what we're going to have for Christmas, since we already did the big turkeys and everything for Thanksgiving. So we usually like switch it up a little bit. So all I did, I'm going to show you, I have some thyme right here. I have some sage. And I have rosemary. If any of these herbs you don't like, just take it out. No big deal. These are my seasonings. I have some margarine. And I got a bell pepper and onion. And I started putting them on the bottom of the pan already. And I have a little bit of olive oil. So, okay, I just wanted to show you how I cut up the bell peppers in strips like this. That way, anybody that doesn't want to eat the bell pepper is not a bunch of little bell peppers running around the pan that they trying to get away from. So, and then with the onion, this is the part that keeps it, holds it together. I skinned her, I scalped her, took all that off, the layers, the brown skin off, and then all I did was go like this. It don't matter what size it is, because if you don't like onions, but you want your onion flavor, Rachel Ray, you can still put these on the bottom and you don't have to worry about having to eat them. And if you don't like onions, period, but you like green onions, you can do that. So also what I'm going to do is take some of this thyme, and I'm spreading all this out because I'm going to put my Cornish hens all over this pan. Just like that, and I like thyme. Thyme gives even chicken a lot of flavor. And then here goes some sage. And what I did was, I'm going to show you something. How I washed these off, but what I did before, I cleaned them. And so here go my rosemary. This is real important for your Thanksgiving and Christmas meats. That rosemary is something else. So listen, look at this. This is the thyme. That's how it is in the store. It's on, in the soil. And I just cut it. I just cut it with some scissors. And then I took it and washed it. And I did that with each of these. I just cut the sage off, cut the rosemary off, washed it off real good. That way you don't have to worry about all this soil getting everywhere and dropping. So now, as for, let me move my cutting board. I did not want to cut I just feel some kind of way. I didn't want to cut up this Cornish hen on my cutting board. Not gonna happen. So anyways, all I did was, you see this little hen here? And I also want to show you before I start touching this meat. I took some olive oil. You could use a little oil, whatever you want. And I put it on the Cornish hens, so that my seasonings will stick to it really well. So now what I did was I took him or her, and you see that? I spread them out like that, kind of flat. And then what you're going to do, you see this bone right here, the neck bone and the backbone going down the side. Go down the side of it. Because if you go down the side of it, see how it's much easier to cut? And then when you get to that harder bone, you just stab it or go through it or whatever. Now, this part right here, right here in the middle, you cut that and it releases it open even more. Now you see this gristle right here, we're going to cut down the middle of that. So all I'm going to do is come here and cut down the middle of that gristle and that bone. And now I have, and you can even cut this in half again. If you were doing an event, you could cut this in half again like this. And now you got 4 pieces off of one Cornish hen. But I'm doing whole half since this is for the holidays. So all I'm going to do is get that oil all over everything. I have my seasonings over here that's just for this meat alone, nothing else. And I'm just doing it like that. And I drained this. I washed them really well Make sure you wash the inside and the outside. And then just disinfect your sink. And then what I'm going to do, oh, this feels so gross. And then I'm just going to, remember, it's not a lot of seasoning salt in my seasoning. Mix sure it's up fresh if you want to. Just a batch for however much meat you're going to do. And I always put some of my seasonings in the description box. Because some of them you can just go back through the other. If you go through the dressing video, I think I have every single one that I put in here. So all I'm doing is getting it on top, the inside and the outside. And I didn't lay them down and do that because then you got to flip them and all that kind of stuff. And we have other things. Now see how this is not that much on there? That tells me I may need some more seasonings. Especially, and with Cornish hens, you want to be careful with the salt content because it picks up salt real easy. Super easy. So, I know I got the underside. Look at that. And I want to make sure I get those outsides. Come on now. Now, what I'm going to do, as you can see, I'm laying it right on top. Right on top of all of this. And when I finish, if I want some more seasoning on top, I'll sprinkle some more seasoning on top. If I need to move these around, I will. Because I may need to like scooch these up. And because I did, how many Cornish hens is this? I did,
it was like 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 Cornish hens. And they're going to make 8 half servings, like these whole chickens. I mean, whole Cornish hens. You can get half of it for each person. And that's a lot. That's a lot of meat. So, as you can see, I got it here. I want to sprinkle some. I might want a little bit more, you know. Stuff on, because it's going to, another thing I want to tell you is, I'm going to, this is my margarine. I have one for each one. And I just sit it to where, because it's going to melt. And you want it to kind of baste that, especially the breast part, a little bit. But it's okay. It's going to go underneath it and still get it all right. And what I did was, I want 1 pack for each one. And I'm going to go wash my hands. But I wanted you to see that. And then, listen, if you want some juice from this this meat, then pour either some water in here up to about just maybe halfway in your pan, whatever pan you're using. And or if you could pour some chicken broth, turkey stock, whatever you have. I'm not going to pour any broth because I want mine to roast and just be like a roast, like it comes from I just was over there this morning. What's the chicken place where they put the chicken that we had yesterday? El Pollo Loco. I want it to come out like El Pollo Loco chicken. That's how I like my Cornish hens. But if you want some gravy, put some water or some chicken broth in there and let that cook, and it'll just make, and cover it. You got to cover it with foil. So I'm not going to cover mine with foil because I want mine to roast. So okay, I'm going to go wash my hands and I'm going to come back and we're going to put it in the oven. So let's show them that. I got to get my hands really washed. And show them, make sure you show them the herbs.
Yeah, I'm getting the herbs.
Huh?
I'm getting the herbs right now.
The packs.
Oh, those packs, yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Get those, and don't forget the olive oil either. I mean, you can get whatever olive oil you want. Where's my towel? It is over here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is go ahead. I'm gonna put this in the oven. Oh shoot, I've been out today. It's been an early day. She tired. And her feet toes are talking. You know how some of us call them dogs? My dogs are speaking. They saying, hello, we need some padding. on these feetos. All right, don't burn yourself, Trish. There we go. So I'm gonna put that in there. I'm going to check that in about, I'm going to check it in about 2 hours. Mine's is on 350 degrees on the oven. It'll be the same thing even with it covered. So I'm going to check mine in about 2 hours because, you know, good and well, Cornish hens are not ready in 1 hour. At least not for me. I need that meat done down to the bone. All right, listen, we'll be right back. Okay, so this is the Cornish hens after an hour and a half. That's all it took to cook it and brown it. And what I did after 1 hour, I went back and see some of this juice and I basted it. I basted it over the Cornish hens, all of them. And just, if you have foil over yours, just still go back after an hour and baste your Cornish hens. If you have a baster brush, that's fine too. You could use that. But this is all I did. I just grabbed a spoon and I started basting my Cornish hens. And let them see that veg. And see that nice color on those. So this is what you can make for your party or event. Of course, you would make a bunch of them. And so anyways, listen, we're going to plate these up and I'll be right back. Okay, so here goes these wonderful, delicious Cornish hens that are done with sage, thyme, and rosemary. This is just enough for my family, but like I said, for your event or gathering, you just cut up a whole bunch of these and use the recipe. And it's really delicious. I don't want to break a piece off of any because I'm gonna eat the whole thing if I start one. And I need to save these for Christmas. So listen, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and commenting. I'm reading your comments. I'm responding to your comments. Thank you so much for asking questions. That's what this is all about. You can also use this recipe for chicken. If you want to bake you some chicken, if you wanted to do you a turkey, use the same roasting mix. You know, in my dressing video or in my deep fried turkey one, I still use this. I used the roasting mix that had sage, thyme, and rosemary in it. But anyways, this is really delicious. Just give it a try. And Cornish hens are so good. And we cannot forget lemonade. That cool, refreshing drink. Wow. Fruit punch and lemonade. Woo. Woo. You know how your toes want to curl when something is so good? Actually, I was eating the bell peppers and onions out of the actual container that I cooked this in. And it's so good. You have to try this recipe. All right, listen, until next time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And like Lips say, that's LLIPS on his channel. Share the video. All right. Merry Christmas. And until the next one, I'll see you later.